you. At least I'm able to see you now. You see, the Honorable Doctor had blocked my view. Sincere apologies again.
Thank you.
Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tokozile Chaponda from the Office of the Clerk.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. I'm Madam Amwape from the Office of the Clerk.
Much obliged, Chairperson. Good afternoon to you once again and other honorable members. I am Chidimboi Elijah from the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly, and our witness, you're welcome. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I now wish to call upon the honorable members of the committee, starting with our member who is online, Honorable Mwene. Are you still there? He may be having some technical difficulties. Honorable member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Senanga Town Council, and welcome to your Committee on Local Government Accounts. Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petagwe District of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The honorable member for Fumbwe.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson, and good afternoon, all our permanent witnesses. Good afternoon to my honorable colleagues, members of Parliament present here. Good afternoon, our Secretariat, and also good afternoon, our council here, which is Senanga. You're welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I represent the people of Mufumbwe in the Northwestern Province.
Yes, just like you, we also have our former chairman here. The honorable member for Siavonga.
Chairperson, I thank you. Good afternoon, permanent witnesses. Afternoon, Senanga Town Council. Afternoon, colleagues. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency. Chairperson, I thank you.
Welcome back, Honorable Mulunda. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us, our senior chair. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency, and you are in Mandevu constituency. So you are welcome. From Senanga to Mandevu, welcome to Mandevu constituency. I am the vice chairperson of the committee and privileged to chair this session. I now wish to invite you, CS, to submit your memorandum.
Thank you very much, Chair. With your indulgence, Chair, allow me just to submit some additional information.
Go ahead.
On the appendix, we have additional information on appendix number 3. Also on appendix number 5. And
Secretariat, please, you have 15 copies?
We have, yes, Chair. And
please
also
circulate.
Appendix number 17, and lastly appendix number 10.
Is that all?
On additional information, yes, Chair. And then there are a few corrections in the report, starting from Chair on page 6.
Page 6. Yes, of the report.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, Chair, on page 5, the Secretariat is just circulating the latest photos. So it will be inserting of a page on inserting of additional information on page 5. The correction is on page 6, Chair. So where the third line from the top, Chair, after the cause of the query, we are replacing the word inadequate funding with slow pace of the contractor. Then on page 10, Chair,
Page 10.
yes, Chair, The last sentence reading management has also written to the Ministry for guidance on management and handling of defaulters be deleted, the last sentence. Then on page 12, Chair,
Page 12.
where there is a clause on management, cause of the query, where there is a word bulk manual processing, we are just deleting the word manual.
Bulk processing of applications.
Yes, Chair. The second last is on page 16 and 17. We are withdrawing those 2 pages and replacing them with the ones that have been circulated on page 16 and 17, Chair.
Secretariat, can we have page 16 and 17? The chair had an addendum on page 16, so I would like to see if that has been taken care of. You did
And,
manual instead of bulk manual, so it becomes bulk processing. Yes.
The last one, Chair, is on page 20. On the cause of the query, just at the end of the paragraph, we are deleting the summary of that word. We are deleting it and then putting a full stop.
Page 20, come again.
Where the cause of the query, the
Yes.
last word after 2023 cohorts, there's that sentence
Summary
starting
of.
the summary of, we delete it. And also on action taken, just after the 1.6 million, Chair, where there's towards bursaries, so the sentence starting with and unspent funds since been utilized, or that sentence is being deleted, so the sentence should end on bursaries.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, so let's go to page 16. With the one that you're replacing, what figures do you have in the table? Under Appendix 2, total unspent funds.
So it's a complete page that is being
Just
circulated.
read for me.
So
what
the amount
Yes.
on
funding received, how much did you receive?
funding received, there is a 26,409.
Okay, so let's move the amendment.
Okay.
So the Auditor General has moved an amendment on the figures in this table. Funding received can be corrected to 27,261,470 kwacha, bringing total funds available to 45,593,998 kwacha. Balances at 31st December 2023 will read 26,481,198 kwacha, and the percentage will be 58%. If you are done on your part, you may go ahead and make submissions.
Thank you very much, Chair. The first submission is starting on page 1, Chair, and unutilized radio equipment. The cause of the query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wish to submit that the delay in the installation of the radio equipment was due to commencement of rehabilitation of the radio station house processes encompassing assessment of the radio station house, preparations of material schedule, and submissions for CDFC funding approvals, which commenced after delivery of the radio equipment. The equipment was requested by the Committee for the Community Radio Station, and the requests were approved by the CDFC as an independent undertaking besides the radio house station. Action taken, Chair. Rehabilitation of the radio house have since been completed, and installation of equipment is ongoing and is expected to complete by 2nd of May 2025. See Appendix 1. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will endeavor to ensure that projects are completed within project scheduled timeline. On page 2, Chair, B, construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Namu Community School. The cause of the query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wish to submit that implementation of works on the project delayed due to the poor workmanship and non-adherence to contractual terms. Management further wishes to submit that the contractor was engaged in an effort to expedite the works and extend the contractual period on 2 occasions. However, the contractor still failed to complete the project works, leading to termination of the contract. The outstanding works were thus rescoped and material schedule for required additional funds presented to CDFC for consideration at its meeting held on 26 August 2024. The CDFC, however, resolved that 1, the balance of funds be allocated to other projects, which included construction of 1x3 classroom block at Songa, St. Jude, and Namakuki Primary School, as well as a staff house at Namaenya Health Post for completion purposes. 2, the Namu 1x3 CRB completion be considered for completion under the 2025 CDF allocation. Action taken, Chair. Management presented the Namu 1x3 CRB for funding consideration. However, the project was deferred pending verifications of reports on population migration from the area due to severe drought that impacted the area. See Appendix 2. In terms of remedial measures, Chair, management will endeavor to enhance contract and project management. C, construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Namakuki. On the cause of the query, Chair, is on page 4. Management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors and wish to submit that at the time of audit, the 1x3 classroom block had not been completed due to repeat works arising from poor workmanship of the contractor. Management terminated the non-performing contract, rescoped the works, and engaged another contractor. Action taken. The works have progressed and at 90% completion and expected to be completed by 25th of April 2025. See Appendix 3. And this is where we had that pictorial view. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to enhance contract and project management. D, construction of a staff house and VIP toilets at Namaenya Clinic. The cause of the query, Chair, is on page 6. Management acknowledges the observations made by the auditors and wishes to submit that at the time of audit, the cited project had not been completed due to slow pace by the contractor. Management requested for additional funding, which delayed owing to committed CDF funding for the year ending 2023. Action taken, Chair. Management presented scoped works for funding consideration under 2024 CDF, which was approved, and works have since been completed. See picture below and also reference to Appendix 4, Chair. Remedial measures on page 7, Chair. Management will endeavor to enhance contract and project management to ensure projects are completed on time. On payment of soft loans without CDF approval, cause of the query, Chair. Management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors and wish to submit that the successful applicants were approved by CDFC. However, there was an omission with regard to signing of the application forms by the CDFC chairperson on the copies retained at the council. Action taken, Chair. Management has since corrected the observed omission, and all the application forms in question have since been signed by the CDFC chairperson. See Appendix 5. Remedial measures. Management will ensure adherence to the laid down procedure of executing CDFC empowerment loan as per CDF guidelines. On page 8, Chair, payment of loan and grant to the same beneficiaries. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the observation of the auditors and wish to submit that at the time of considering the loans, reconciliations of grants and loan beneficiaries was not done. Additionally, there was no automated database to avert double allocation of beneficiaries, as the loan and grant empowerment funds were considered at different periods by CDFC. Action taken. Management has since developed a CDF's automated access-based software able to detect and flag off repeat entries of beneficiaries at inception. Management has also effected reconciliations of grants and loans beneficiaries prior to approval to ensure compliance on CDFC guidelines. See Appendix 6, Chair. In terms of remedial measures on page 9, Chair, management will endeavor to ensure beneficiaries lists are reconciled prior to other subsequent sittings on the loan and grant empowerment fund. Additionally, the developed database will be used as a key tool to screen all CDF beneficiaries to avoid double allocations moving forward. On payment of loans to startup businesses, Chair, the cause of the query is on page 10. Management acknowledges the observations of the auditors and wish to submit that at the time of audit, 5 enlisted loan beneficiaries encompassing Mukusi Kabinda General Dealers, Lumbisi General Dealers, 3 Stars Boutique, Gimwi Enterprise, and Kubayamba General Dealers were not depositing funds in the loan recovery account to allow the bank to recover the monthly loan funds in accordance with standing instructions. On action taken, Chair, management in collaboration with the financial institution has conducted capacity building trainings on financial literacy in an effort to improve the performance of loans. Additionally, management has also engaged the loan beneficiaries on the need to ensure compliance on their loan obligations. Further follow-ups with beneficiaries have been ongoing to ensure beneficiaries' response on the loan liquidation. See Appendix 6. Remedial measures, Chair, on page 11. Management will implement the terms and conditions of loan agreement as enshrined in the loan agreement section E, part 5 and 6 subsection A, B, and C, highlighting enforcement recovery of loans, forfeiture of deposits, and blacklisting of such defaulting loan beneficiaries moving forward. Management will further enhance communication awareness and implications for defaulting on loan liquidation agreements by beneficiaries using available medium platforms. F, youth, women, and community grants, failure to provide proof of bank account or mobile wallet. The cause of the query, Chair. Management acknowledges the findings of the auditor and wish to submit that at the time of audit, all the grant beneficiaries had active bank accounts and were paid through their bank accounts using closed checks. However, the narration on the bank statement indicated check withdrawals for 3 beneficiary clubs. Action taken. Management ensured all the beneficiaries provided their bank accounts in accordance with the guidelines. All the beneficiaries of the grant had bank accounts as verified by the bank. See Appendix 7, Chair. Remedial measures on page 12. Management will continue adhere to the provisions of the CDF implementation guidelines. G, secondary school boarding schools sponsorship of overaged students. Cause of the query. Management Management acknowledges the observation of the auditors and wish to submit the omission of the 3 overaged student was due to the bulk processing of applications. Action taken. Management has established a CDFC data management software with security features able to screen for required age to avert recurrence of similar omissions moving forward. See Appendix 6, Chair. Remedial measures. Management will ensure adherence to the laid down requirements as per CDF guidelines number 5342, 5.3.4.2 of Constituency Development Fund Guidelines of 2022, stipulating that only individuals with ages ranging from 16 to 35 years are eligible to be considered for sponsorship for skills development. Unsupported payment vouchers. Cause of the query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation that at the time of audit, 3 payment vouchers were not fully supported with relevant attachments. Action taken. Management wish to state that the payment vouchers in question have been fully supported and available for verification. See Appendix 8, Chair. Remedial measures. Management will ensure strict adherence to regulation number 46, sub 2 of the Public Finance Management General Regulation of 2020, Chair. On stores management, unaccounted for stores, Chair. Cause of the query is on page 14. Management acknowledges the observation of the auditors and wish to submit that the relevant supporting document in amounts of 501,845 were not appropriately attached by stores owing to the vacancy of a stores officer in the department. Action taken. Management wish to state that general stores amounting to 501,845 have since been fully accounted for. Additionally, the vacancy of the stores officer has since been filled up by the Local Government Service Commission. See Appendix 9. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to adhere to the stores management procedure as in Public Finance Management General Regulations number 97 of 2020, section 4 of A2. On page 15, Chair, cross-cutting queries. Appendix 1, budget, funding and expenditure. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to submit that the retained funds relate to the funds retained for the construction of the chief's palaces and the insurance of motor vehicles. Action taken. Management has been engaging the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the Provincial Engineer, the Provincial Chief's Affairs Office and the Provincial Local Government Office. The guidance given was that the matter awaits clearance from the BRE on site allocation. See Appendix 10. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to expedite implementation of budgeted and approved programs. Appendix 1.1, retained for chief palaces. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to submit.
We can proceed to the next query.
Thank you, Chair. That's page 16.
Appendix 2, 16, page 16.
Appendix 2, total unspent funds. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's finding and wish to submit that the unspent funds as at 31st December 2023 was 26 million for.
We just made a correction.
Okay, yes, we just
Take note
did.
of the figures that we gave you.
Noted, Chair. As per audited financial statements, management further wishes to submit that the unspent funds were committed for 1, retention and ongoing 2022 and 2023 community projects. 2, bursary support for continuing pupils and students enrolled and admitted in the schools for 2022-2023 cohorts. 3, approved 4 grants beneficiary clubs who did not turn up to collect the funds. 4, loan applicants for 2023 due to late procedural delays and administrative purposes aimed at supporting the ongoing CDF program activities. On page 17, Chair, we have a table of
You can
unspent
go to
funds.
the action taken.
Action taken. Management has continued to implement the ongoing CDF programs in sum amounting, as per corrected Chair, from the unspent funds. See Appendix 10. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that the funds are spent within the budget financial year to expedite implementation of budgeted and approved programs. Appendix 2.1, unspent funds community projects. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's finding and wish to submit that the unspent funds under the 2023 CDF were committed for approved ongoing 2023 CDF projects. Action taken. Management has since implemented the pending 2023 approved CDF projects in amount of 12,117,033 kwacha, while the balance relates to ongoing roads, rural electrification and procurement of desks. See Appendix 10. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to expedite implementation of budgeted and approved programs. Appendix 2.2, unspent funds empowerment grant. Chair, cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings that 46,000 under the empowerment grant category was not spent. Management further wished to submit that the unspent amount was due to the 4 unresponsive beneficiary group who did not collect their checks. Action taken. Management reported the matter to the CDFC, which has since recommended the reallocation of funds to beneficiary group in the year ended 2024, see Appendix 12. Remedial measures, management will continue to sensitize the community on all CDF programs to enhance community awareness on all CDF programs. Appendix 2.3, Chair.
This is a repetition. Go to the
Yes.
next page.
Page 20, 2.4, secondary school boarding and skills, cause of the query. Management wish to acknowledge the observation of the auditors and wish to submit that the unspent funds on secondary and skills bursary support in amount of 2,084,161.38 ngwe were committed for payments for continuing secondary school pupils and skills for the 2023 cohort. Action taken, management has since spent the amount of 1,648,694.38 ngwe towards bursaries. Remedial measures, management will continue to pay for secondary boarding and skills development as and when they fall due. Appendix 2.5 on administrative cost, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings that an amount of 161,371 under administrative component remained unspent. By the close of the year, management, however, wished to submit that the unspent fund amounting to 161,371 were committed for facilitation of monitoring, supervisory, handing over stationery and other CDF support activity regarding the 2023 CDF ongoing project activities. Action taken, Chair. Management continued to implement the 2023 CDF administrative activities, and the unspent funds amounting to 161,371 have since been utilized. See Appendix 10. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will continue to adhere to expenditure guidelines on administrative costs in order to ensure attainment of intended CDF project objectives. Appendix 3.
Order. As the time is 13 hours, I disrupt business for a lunch break. We will come back at 14:15. Your immunity is uncapped. We proceed for the lunch break. 14:15, yes.
The committee which is making the submission is SENANGA Town Council, and the immunity has just been lifted because the committee has adjourned until 14 hours after the lunch break. Earlier on, we had Nkema that made the submission, and they've concluded with that local authority. We still have 2 more local authorities to come. We expect Sesheke to make their submissions after SENANGA, and we expect the day to end with Shangombo Town Council. So basically, that's how the day looks like for today. After SENANGA finishes making submissions, members of the committee will be able to make follow-up, seeking clarity from SENANGA Town Council regarding the 2023, the Auditor General's report on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended 2023. On behalf of my 2 sign language interpreters, Chola Kauma and Jason Manda, not forgetting the entire production crew, my name is Posen Tindovi. We'll be back at 14 hours, but on the other side, you'll be joined by my colleague, Claudette